Welcome back. So, one of the best ways to learn words and phrases, Japanese words and phrases on JapanesePod101.com is with their vocabulary lists. And this is a completely free feature. Notice you're not asked to sign up or unlock anything. It's just right there sitting in front of you. So, what is this exactly? The vocab lists are just looks like a big collection of word and phrase lessons, and they're all based on certain topics and subjects, holidays, Japanese holidays, American holidays, plus useful themes like favorite Japanese food, top 30 anime words and phrases, conversational questions, top 10 New Year's resolutions, phrases for Valentine's Day, baseball words, language learning goals, words for spring, words for autumn, top 10 sentence patterns for beginners, and top 15 phrases for bad students, shopping phrases, kanji made easy. So just a ton of stuff that you probably already know in English that you can't yet talk about in Japanese. For example, top 10 weekend activities. You can talk about your weekend in English, but if you're learning Japanese and you want to speak the language, you should probably learn how to be able to talk about your weekend in Japanese. And this is where these phrases and these lessons, more importantly, come in. And by the way, you can sort them by newest, by alphabetical, and just scroll through. And as you can see, there's a ton of them here. Again, top 11 quotes about success, talking about days, talking about months, quotes about love. It's quite a bit. And you can just search around for yourself. Food. Or you can just go to the popular ones and learn with those. So how do you learn with those? Well, let's jump into this one. What's your number one reason for learning language? 88 comments on this. And you could scroll down and you can also read what other people are writing and see why they're learning Japanese. But let's say you want to be able to talk about your reasons for learning language. Well, this is the best place to start. You should review these phrases and see if you agree with any of them. For example, some people are learning language for travel. Some people are learning it because it's their hobby or it's their goal, it's their dream. Some people want to live in that country. Some people want to learn it because their partner or their wife or their husband or their girlfriend or boyfriend, whatnot, are natives in that language, and so they're learning. Now, how do you learn these phrases? So the first thing you can do is simply go through the list, press play on this sound icon.
美しい言語だ。美しい言語だ。
美しい言語だ. And just review it and replay it as much as you want. Just repeat, review, and then move on to the next one. So this is one of the easier ways just to review and wrap your head around this. Now, again, if you don't really catch it the first time or the second time, don't worry. What I do is I read the romaji first just to kind of get an understanding of the reading and the pronunciation. And I also read slowly, like 私の家族はその言語が話されているところの出身です. Then what I do is I try to speed it up. 私の家族はその言語 See, I'm messing up right here. その言語が話されているところに出身です. And just like practice reading it faster and faster and faster. And also listen to the audio.
私の家族はその言語が話されているところの出身です。
Yeah, so just like practice and drill it, review, until you could say it with confidence, until you can read it with just one glance. So just go through this list and, review it like that. This is one easy way. Just listen to the audio, say it out loud, read it out loud. Do it like me. I'll just read the romaji here. Now, a second way you can review these phrases is with their slideshow. So if there's a play button here, use slideshow. You could change it to night mode if you want. And what's interesting is that you can choose to display it as romaji or kanji or kana, and there's loop playback, meaning you can place it on loop and just drill these for words into your head until you're just like speaking them completely.
美しい言語だ。
Let's go for fast.
It's a beautiful language.
私の家族はその言語が話されているところの出身です。
My family comes from a place where the language is spoken.
そこの文化とその言語を話す人たちが好きです。
I love the culture and the people who speak the language.
And the slideshow is probably my favorite one because you can just sit back here and just absorb it. It plays for you. You don't have to read anything. It's just a good way to practice your listening skills. So this is the second way. Use the slideshow The next way is play the audio. So there's an audio lesson that comes with this.
JapanesePod101.com Vocabulary Builder.
What's your number one reason for learning a language?
言語を習う一番の理由は何ですか？
Ready? It's a beautiful language.
美しい言語だ。
So you get an audio version of this lesson. The audio is another way. If you just want to press play and listen to it without really reading, I think it's a good way to acclimate your ears to the Japanese language and to these phrases. If you know how to read them, but you want to keep your mind sharp, just play the audio lesson while you're doing something else. So that's the second way of learning these words. The third way is probably my most favorite one of all, above slideshows, as you can send these words to your word bank. And the word bank is pretty much a personal word list or a personal collection of words and phrases that you want to master. It's basically if you come across an interesting word on the site, maybe in their audio or video lessons or on these vocab lists, and you like it and you want to master it and you want to save it for future review, this is where the word bank comes in. Now, why do I like it so much? Here, just select all. 15 words have been added to your word bank. I like it because, not because it saves the words that I want to study later, but because of this right here. Printer-friendly version. So you can take your word bank entries and print them out. So I really love having physical study material because sometimes you just can't go on a website and access it and review it again and again. It's just a hassle. But if you have a sheet like this in your notebook, it takes you absolutely nothing to quickly take it out and read through all of the words that you want to learn. So here we go. Here are those. I think I exported everything, but here are the reasons for learning Japanese. So this is a printer-friendly version. You can print it out. This is why it's one of my more favorite ways of learning the language. I like dealing with physical material better. And finally, you can also learn it with the flashcards. So you can make a new deck for these words. Enter a new deck, yes. There we go. And there you go, there is your deck. Just press study. See, as you can tell, I have a bunch of them here. And this is a spaced repetition flashcard system, meaning it'll quiz you on words and then it'll start tracking your progress. So the words that you mark as like, I know correctly, you see them less and less, but you see them once in a while just to keep your memory fresh. And the phrases and words that you're struggling with, this flashcard system will drill you on them, so they won't disappear until you've mastered them. So it's like, imagine a teacher drilling you on words, and the teacher notices that you can't remember how to say apple in Japanese, so he's going to be like, what is apple in Japanese? Tell me apple, 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 until it's like, all right, I got it. Like, so this is exactly how spaced, well, it's not exactly how spaced repetition flashcards work. The other point of spaced repetition is that it feeds you the words over a spaced period of time. It repeats them. So if you learn apple today, you will see it again in 7 days, again in 14 days. And that's the best way to keep words in your long-term memory, like being reminded every couple of days or so. She'll answer.
自分のパートナーの家族と彼らの言語で話したい。
So here you mark it as how well you knew it. If you don't know it, it's going to say, you'll see this card again in 5 minutes. If you kind of know it, you'll see it again in 28 hours. And if you got it right, you'll see it again in 2 days. So basically you can choose on the spectrum of like how well or how confident you are. So I'll just mark it as correct. And it moves on to the next one. Shumi desu. I know this.
趣味です。
Yes, it's my hobby. She'll answer.
美しい言語だ。
Yep. And what will happen is after you're done with this study, it will remember your progress and the words that you struggled with. It'll show them more often next time. So remember, for one of the cards it said, you'll see this 2 days later. So on your study session tomorrow, you won't see that phrase, but 2 days later you will. Right? By the way, you can adjust your study settings. So I'm only going for recognition, meaning I just want to read it and see if I got it right. You can also do production, listening comprehension, and it's gonna switch it up. Like for some flashcards, you're gonna get the audio only, nothing there. For some, you will get the English version, and you have to remember the Japanese version of it. For some of them, you're gonna get just the Japanese, which is recognition. I prefer recognition mostly. And yeah, that's it. Let's hop back into vocab lists. Again, so if you want to add more words into your brain, speak more Japanese, I highly recommend these vocabulary lists. Again, my favorite way to study them is through the word bank and to print them out as physical study sheets, because that's just me. But if you're looking to learn practical phrases and words that are based on common themes or topical themes like Thanksgiving, Martin Luther King, top 10 conversational phrases, how do you remember words, baseball words. I think there's even one for, oh, there we go, Halloween, World Cup, top 10 sentence grammar patterns, inspirational quotes, summer sports, Children's Day, that's Japanese, Father's Day, coffee, words and phrases, words for the internet. So if you want to learn all these interesting words that you probably won't find in textbooks, I do recommend you check out the Japanese vocabulary lists at JapanesePod101.com. Now, if you don't know, JapanesePod101.com is a Japanese learning program, a complete learning program, but this is just one free feature and study tool that they have that you can take advantage of.